Hey guys, welcome to My Shop Inside Whisk Manager. This is where you are going to set up all the details of your shop, your contact form, things that are going to make this system work for you. There is a few ways you can do this. This is probably one of the more detailed sections of getting Whisk Manager up and going. We will walk you through everything. I am here to answer any questions that you have on chat, and we will get you set up and working. This does take a little bit of time though, so it does require your patience and just watching the videos to see how everything is done. A couple of things about My Shop. You can choose which pages you want to use from the Whisk Manager site. We offer you a full website. This is what your home page would be. You have a banner, your name, it links to all your social media channels, it has your contact form, it has an about section, policies and fulfillment, and then a short view of your gallery down here. If you click on gallery, elite members have up to 20 pictures each or 60 pictures total, or you can just choose one standard gallery like this that your clients can scroll through. It has your availability calendar, so you can put booked, limited, open. You can show events, classes, pre-sales. Those will show up on here. You can put little notes to let your clients know what you have going on. You have an events tab where you can add events. Clients can purchase tickets, find information, register for free events. You can add pre-sales, all products, or let them search by categories. You can turn these on or off however you would like them to be seen. So if we go to products, this is something your clients would see searching for products. We click on this one. The forms are completely customizable. So here's a cookie. They can select a flavor. They can select multiple if you have that on. Filling. They can do upgrades here. If you want to put add-ons, you can ask them questions, drop-down menu questions, text questions that they can answer, what date they would like it. And then you can choose whether they can request a quote, which would then go to the quote cart and they can submit it to you, or they can add to cart and check out and purchase immediately there. You can see if I add a candle, it's going to update my cart with the correct amount. You can set up subscriptions if you have subscriptions like a monthly cake box or classes. So the question you need to figure out is, are you using your own website? Which pages of your own website are you using if you are, and which pages of the Whisk Manager site are you going to use? If you don't have your own website, you can set it up directly on here. If you have your own domain name but don't have a website, or you don't like your own website. So say I am ediblesugarart.com. I have my domain name, but I don't like my website, or I don't want to build out a website. I can forward ediblesugarart.com to the Whisk Manager shop. So it'd be whiskmanagershop/ediblesugarart.com. When my clients type in ediblesugarart.com, they're going to come right to my page. If I've already printed business cards and things like that, and I want my domain out there in people's minds, and that's what I want them to type, you can still use that and forward your entire domain to your Whisk Manager. If you have shoppable items that are on your page, we suggest forwarding that page to this shop, because that's going to allow when your clients shop and buy a product or request a quote, it's going to take that information and put it into Whisk Manager without you manually having to enter that in. If a client purchases something from my website that's not attached to Whisk Manager, it's not going to go into the portal. It's not going to save their client information. It's not going to save their order. I can still do it. I can add those manually, but that's just going to take extra time. If you have a website, you can choose the pages like the availability calendar. You can embed that page onto yours and just use the availability calendar, or just use the shop page. If you are using your own website, we suggest adding the contact form to your own website. So this is your contact form. This contact form is customizable, so you can go in and change the information that you would like to ask from your clients. You can add or remove these questions in the My Shop settings, but when they fill this out and they hit submit, it is going directly to your Whisk Manager portal. It's going to create a client portfolio, an order for them, an inquiry, and send them, if you have it turned on, access to the client portal. So when they hit inquire, it's going to say thank you for your inquiry and send them an email. When they get their email, it's going to give them access to log in to their portal side of Whisk Manager, where when you add contracts, when you add photos, when you respond to messages, depending on what settings you have turned on, they're going to be able to see that in their portal. If you want to send them a mock-up, they can hit approve or decline with feedback. All those things are going to be sent to them automatically if you have it turned on. If you don't want to use the client portal, you don't have to turn it on. However, you do need the inquiry form to be working so that you're getting that information directly into Whisk Manager. If you don't want to, you can manually enter your orders in, either by hand or by uploading a PDF or submitting a picture and parsing the picture of the information, and it will enter it into the order form for you the best that it can. But this is the easiest way, so we highly suggest at least adding the inquiry/contact form to your website. Now that we understand what My Shop is, we're going to work through how to set it up. As far as forwarding those pages and embedding pages into your website, that is a separate tutorial. We're just going to be going through the My Shop features in this tutorial, but be sure to watch that tutorial as well. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is to use your business name here where it says shop links. First thing you're going to want to do is choose your shop name. If I was using Edible Sugar Art, I would put Edible Sugar Art where it says Whisk Manager. This is my Whisk Manager one. So that's why it says Whisk Manager. If you are Betty Bakes, you're going to put Betty Bakes, and it'll tell you if there is already a Betty Bakes, then you may have to be Betty Bakes Cakes. Hit save when it tells you that name is available. That is going to be your shop link. You can then copy that and share it with people. Once you've published your shop up here and gone through your settings, you can come down here and hit view live shop whenever you want to see how your shop is. Down here, we have a social media share link. You'll want to use this separate link because if you use your whiskmanager.com, even though it has your shop name on it, it's going to bring up the picture on Facebook of Whisk Manager versus Betty Bakes Cakes. The easiest way to share your social media link and have it portray your picture up there versus Whisk Manager's picture is to get this kind of crazy long link. And this also gives you the analytics for your shop in the background versus Whisk Manager's analytics. So it's helping your shop be found in your local location and things like that. So you're going to copy this link, but it's big, long, and ugly. I would then suggest going to Rebrandly, which we've put on here, or even like Tiny URL, and shortening that link. It's free, it's easy, and it's quick. And then you can customize your URL. So if I wanted to create one, it would be like Rebrandly/Edible Sugar Art, Whisk Manager, Tears in Heaven, Betty Bakes Cakes, whatever you would like. Then you can post your URL, your shortened URL here, and save it so that you always have it. That is the link you will use when you post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're posting. You get the analytic back-end SEO for your business, and it is showing your picture, your bakery versus the Whisk Manager logo. Down here is where you will turn on the client portal email. So when you put your inquiry form up, your contact form, if you want that email going directly to your client that gives them their username and password to log into the client portal, this is where you can turn that on. It is on mine, or you can turn it off by hitting this little toggle there, and now they no longer have immediate access to the portal. You can grant access in their order individually. Having the client portal turned on automatically is super helpful. It sends everything to them automatically. It looks super professional on your end. It sends them a welcome message that you can edit here, and it gives them the confidence that you as a business owner know what you're doing and have your stuff together. This is a reminder that your payments, if you want to configure your payments, you go to settings, and integrations such as your automations would be in settings as well. Now that we have scrolled through what is on the My Shop page, we're going to go to Edit Shop here. This is where you're going to put in your basic details that create that first shop page and gallery. You're going to add in your location, your About section, make this as detailed as you like, tell people about your business, your services, tell them whether they can go to your shop page and purchase products or submit quotes, the kind of things that they can do. Here it tells you if you want to be able to use emojis or bold text for formatting, what keys to use to do that. Down here is your branding. Upload your logo and your shop banner. You can make a banner in, a graphic such as Canva. Your primary color, you can use hex codes, or you can actually click on it and pick a color. You can also hit show colors and get a dropper over here and come and pick from your logo what you would like your site colors to be. Down here is where you will edit your gallery. So you can choose right here for the elite, whether you have 1, 2, or 3 galleries, and you can start uploading your photos. If I want 2 galleries, I can give them each names and start uploading my photos. Here is your policies and fulfillment. You can have that on or you can have that off. If you don't want it visible on your shop, just toggle that off. You can put your business policies, like we require 50% up front. You can set your tax rate. This will go onto your order forms so that you don't have to turn it on every single time. A default pickup location. Even if you're not showing this on your shop, you should still fill these out because this will be on your order form. Your default pickup location will automatically show, so you don't have to type it in every time. Then you can select your fulfillment methods, whether you allow pickup, delivery, or shipping, and those will show if you click on them. If I allow pickup and delivery and I click those 2, they're going to show up on my page. Here is where you will add reviews. You can add up to 12 reviews, your client's name, message, star rating, and then add some photos. Down here is your shop images. When you have all 3 categories on and we go to this page, you can choose your cover photo for pre-sales, your cover photo for all products, and your cover photo from categories. Here is where you will choose those cover photos. The other pages that you saw up here in shop, the gallery, availability, events, subscription, you can turn those on or off. Every single page can be turned on or off. So if you are just using the pre-sales or the shop products, you can turn off, and you don't want the homepage because you already have your own homepage. And if you send them to products, they're going to then see that homepage up here, because even if I was at ediblesugarart.com and it took me to all products, these are going to show unless I turn them off here. If I don't do subscriptions and that's the only one I want to turn off, I can turn that off right there. Go ahead and choose what you want showing on your shop. You can save this as a draft so that you can view your draft before you publish, or you can publish to make sure that your galleries have uploaded. If you're uploading quite a few images, this can take a minute, so don't freak out if you don't see your pictures right away. Give it a couple minutes to update, and then hit publish my shop or update my shop. If you want to unpublish your shop, hit unpublish. You have a vacation mode here. If you're on vacation, you can click this. You can give a message, I will be back soon, and your return date, so that it'll tell if somebody does reach out and contact you, it will let them know. The next thing is contact form. This is what we talked about that you want to embed on your website. That's a separate video, but editing the contact form is super simple. Click on that. Everything except name is able to be turned on or off. If you don't want to collect their email, you could turn that off, or their phone number or their event type. If you don't want them to tell us about your vision, you can toggle that off. But you can also add your own custom questions. If you want them to answer a question, you can put short text, you can put a long text form on there, a drop down, or you can add choices, and you can make it required that they have to answer that question to submit the form, or not required. Then once you're done, just hit save, and that is going to be your custom contact form. It's going to use the same banner and logo that you submitted on your My Shop, and it's going to make your custom contact form just like that, with your colors for your buttons. Everything's going to be automatically done. So then the next item in My Shop is your availability calendar. You have 2 ways to add to your availability calendar. If I want to add the 20th as booked, I will just select that, and then this custom message would be visible. So I could write book now, and then I can hit save. And when I go to availability, it now lists if I have events, I can also show them on this availability calendar. You can just put different messages on there. The second place, if you click on calendar in your bar here, you can add all of the things that you're doing, your marketing day. It also adds your orders and things on here as well. Over here, this is where you want to add your booked, open, limited. You can do that in this big calendar view as well when you're already working on your schedule. Those are the only things that you add to the calendar that will show up. Everything else will be hidden from your clients. So back to My Shop. That is how you access your calendar. And again, if you did not want the availability calendar showing on your page at all, back in Edit Shop, you could just turn it off over here and it wouldn't show up on your shop page. Then manage products and events. This is going to be its own tutorial, but this is where you're going to find it. You're going to click on it. There you have your events, your products, your pre-sales, and your subscriptions. And this is also where you can do your... That is how you set up your shop. The most important part of this is your contact form so that you can get your clients filling out that form and setting up the edit shop button here, getting your link up. Those parts are pretty easy. It's the embedding it and adding your products and stuff that take a little more time. But the shop button itself and the contact form, those are pretty quick. Again, these are things I can help you with. So as you have questions, hit this little button down here and contact me. There are two options on here, the AI help and the human help. You can ask it an AI question or you can hit human and speak directly to me. I try to respond to those as quickly as possible and not leave you hanging with a question about how to get your shop up. If you have any questions, let me know. The next tutorial we're going to do is walking through how to manage your products and events.